Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this week's Gold and Silver Club, presenting the Commodities Corner, presented by myself, Phil Carr, and Nik Kalsi at the Gold and Silver Club. Today, during the live session, we'll be looking at a review of the commodity markets this week. We'll be going over the top trades of the week on gold, silver, and oil. We'll also be doing live technical analysis and trading, identifying highly profitable trade setups, and we'll look at the week ahead. So key news, which is occurring today and moving into next week as well. And of course, answering any questions you might have too. Okay, so the big news this week has been the US government shutdown entering a fourth day now. So on October the 1st, 2013, the US government began a partial shutdown as both the Democrats and Republicans in Congress failed to agree on the country's budget for the 2014 fiscal year. The US government shutdown, which is now in its fourth day and the first in 17 years, saw as many as 800,000 federal employees temporarily out of work, while national parks, along with other government-run services, including passport offices, employment services, rubbish collection, and public libraries, also closed. So many of the leading financial institutions predict that the political impasse will not be resolved soon, as the shutdown could cost the federal government at least $300 million a day in lost economic output, which could wipe out 1.4% of US GDP in this quarter. As we move closer to mid-October, traders are now turning to the greater issue of even more importance as well, the consequence even more important than the consequence of this US shutdown is the debt ceiling. Now, the focus is on whether or not Congress will vote to raise the debt ceiling, as that possible impact will have across global economies if America defaults on its $17.5 trillion loan obligations will be immense. So a lot going on this month. There's a lot of volatility in the markets, a lot of great day trading opportunities. So currently, gold price is trading at 1,316. It was this morning. We can just quickly check this now. We're trading at 1,000. Yeah, pretty much the same, $1,316 an ounce. While silver is trading at 21.67 an ounce as of 11 this morning. Weaker than expected economic data on Thursday provided a partial support for gold. We saw the US dollar index fall slightly, down 0.16%. to 79.79. So looking ahead, the big question now will be how the US debt ceiling affect gold and silver prices. Also note, China have been off this week, and they are big buyers of gold and silver. So when they return next week, things could get very interesting for the gold and silver markets next week. So we'll be covering that today as well. Okay, so a little bit about myself and Nik at the and the Gold and Silver Club. I'm Phil Carr, professional trader, and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world: gold, silver, oil, and the commodity currencies. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. Also responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. Also, a regular contributor to a number of financial publications and speak at numerous trading seminars, webinars, and workshops. Joining me on the call is Nik Kalsi, professional trader, investment analyst, and speaker. Nik began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. Prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, Nik spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks. Through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, the mindset, and tools that give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy, and also writes for a number of global business and financial publications, and we've both appeared frequently on financial television. That's a little bit about ourselves, guys, before we crack on. So gold price right now, yes, it is at $1,316 an ounce currently. So we'll be taking a look at that very shortly in terms of what trade setups there are currently. US dollar index, you see it's been falling all of this week. Once we broke support on Monday, we've had 5 consecutive down days, although we are seeing some support this morning. So We'll be taking a look at that very shortly as well. In terms of gold seasonality, now this is going to be very interesting because we've consolidated, right, since we had the big moves across the FOMC in September, and since we've had huge moves in August as well. But at the moment, we are consolidating. We are at the lower point in the range, back to or just midweek. We tested the August low there, just around 1276 level, and we want to see now whether we are going to see a lot of buying going into next week. So we'll see whether that does occur over the next week or so. So that could be very interesting when China come back next week. Okay, so let's look at the top trades of the week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies. Okay, so following trades will be taken this week. So at the beginning of the week, we had a nice opportunity to actually short gold once we broke through 1304 support. That was a key level of support, which was holding. Price actually came all the way down to 1276. Very simply a full trade for the price to be lower, entry at 1304. We then had a nice shorting opportunity on oil earlier on this week as well when we break through a major support. We broke that on Sunday. We were retraced and then offered another major selling opportunity on Tuesday as well, selling at 102.14 for the price to be lower. We've also had silver broke down very nicely this week, came down, tested a key Fibonacci level, but also once that broke down lower than 21.28, that was very simply a full trade for the price to be lower. And we also had an opportunity on gold midweek when we bounced off 1276, produced a really nice dragonfly doji on the daily time frame, and then with buying opportunity just above 1293 there for the price to finish higher, and it just came and found resistance around 1323 level. So these are some of the moves that we've had this week, some nice opportunities to profit from. What we'll look at now, we'll go across to some live technical analysis. We're just going to be looking very straightforward using the rise and fall trades. Very effective, very straightforward. So if you select rises, you win the payout. If the market exit price is strictly higher than your entry price. If you select falls, you win the payout. If the market exit price is strictly lower than your entry price. Okay, so we go and have a look at that very shortly. Okay, we're just going to bring up my charts. Bear with me as I switch screen. Okay, so what we have here on the chart at the moment, this is the US dollar index, bottom right hand corner. You can see we broke some major support earlier on this week around the 80 level. We've actually come down. We've had 6 consecutive down days of lower highs and lower lows. And now today is the first day we're actually seeing some support now. The US dollar just underneath the 79 level, just got back above 80. So we are seeing some support at the moment on the US dollar index. We've just breached yesterday's low. So we'll see whether that's going to put further pressure on gold and silver. You can see at the top here, biggest loser of the day at the moment is silver, 0.32%, gold, 0.11%. But markets aren't really moving massively yet. We're going to get more, there could be more volatility this afternoon. We've got the Federal Reserve, a few of the FOMC members speaking. We've got the US dollar index, which is finding some support, oil finding support, and Australian US dollar moving quite nicely today as well. Okay, so we're going to take a look at that. We're also just going to move across to my charts. Actual fact, we're going to start off with, going to be having a look. We'll move on to gold and silver very shortly, but I've spotted a setup here that we've got on natural gas at the moment. So I want to go through this with you guys. Okay, so what you want to do with binary.com is very simply, we're going to go to start trading, and instead of going to commodities, you go to sectors, and on sectors, we're going to be going down here, energy sector, and we're going to move down to natural gas. So it's fantastic that we can trade natural gas on better markets now too. So let's just go to, we're going to do a forward contract. So 11. This is obviously in GMT, so duration. Okay, we'll go forward on that. Okay, we'll just do some adjustments here, guys. Bear with me. Okay, good. 91% payouts on up or down. Okay, excellent. Right, okay, so let's have a look at natural gas. So natural gas at the moment, you can see here, we're just breaking down currently at the moment. We've got a nice inverse hammer on the daily time frame. We had quite a nice sell signal earlier on this week on Wednesday, follow through yesterday. We're seeing further downside, and we're probably going to come down here and break through 3.48 level here. The next level of support is not really down to the 3.43 level at the moment on natural gas. We're below a lot of key moving averages. We just broke down also below a 50-day moving average, which is quite key in the commodities market. So it looks bearish at the moment. Natural gas looks like we're heading lower. So I want to take a trade on this. Just going to look to be out of this by the end of the day. So I just want this to be in hours. So 12 o'clock now, it's going to be 8 hours time. Let's just make sure we can get out at that time. Might need to change the contract time. Yeah, we do. This is going to finish earlier, probably this contract. Let's keep adjusting this. There we go. Okay, so 4 hours time. Obviously, the natural gas and the oil markets, they have a different closing time to gold, silver, and the foreign exchange market. So 4 hours time will be more or less the close of the day for natural gas. Get best price here. Really like this setup at the moment. So here we go. So natural gas, we're looking for the price here to finish lower by today. We can see a lot of downward momentum, broken through a lot of key moving averages here with natural gas. And we're looking to come down to the 3.43 level here at the moment. Okay, so we're going to take that trade. So that's going to be, just get best price again. So the deposit there, 1,307 US dollars for 91% payouts, really good. For £2,500 payouts, we're going to purchase that. Perfect, that's been done. Excellent. So yeah, just wanted to start off with natural gas. I spotted that nice little setup there. So what we do next, we're going to move on to other commodities. So we're going to look at gold, and gold at the moment on the daily time frame. We can see we've got some downward trending resistance here. We've got a downward trending channel. We're below a lot of key moving averages, and we've got lower highs here. So we did get this big surge. It's where we hit our profit target down here, 1276. We bounced off this key level. We've got a big surge up, but we've not managed to breach the previous high. On Sunday open, the market spiked up to this downward trending resistance, 1352, provided a nice spike up on the market, and then we just sold off from there, and we continued to come down earlier on in the week. So now we're just really starting to channel, but we do have an inside candle yesterday, which is quite interesting. So we definitely want to see if we're going to get a break above 1324, or if we're going to get a break below where we are at the moment. You can see that candle is tiny. For gold, that is really small. But this is, China's away this week, so we're hardly seeing any kind of move. 60 pips today. Your average daily movement on gold is about 300. But I think things will heat up this afternoon. We've got FOMC member Dudley speaking, member Stein speaking in 1.5 hours, and the CAD IVPMI. So this afternoon, things will probably get more volatile. I'll be interested to see if we're going to get more downward momentum here on gold at the moment. But there's nothing I'm willing to trade on gold right now. I'll just be keeping an eye on this at the moment, see if we're going to come down and break these lows, break 1300, break 1297, just continue coming down at the moment. You can see we're downward trending on gold right now. Silver, wow, volatility is really tight on silver as well today. Hardly anything in it. It's moved about 14 points today, which is very small. Average volatility on silver is usually about 79 points a day. So that's not getting much of a move. Good in an inside candle yesterday. So I'm looking really for breaks of 2130 or 2180 on silver at the moment to trade it up or down. Obviously, the overall trend is down, but we could get a breakout of consolidation. I think either way, we're going to get quite a short burst move like we did midweek on Wednesday. So looking potentially for a break of 2130, come down to 2083 level for a nice opportunity to short. There's nothing on silver right now. It's just dead. Hardly moving at all. But that's what we're looking at, so that's what you want to be alerted to. If you're going to be around this afternoon trading, just look at those key levels. USD Canadian dollar. So we discussed this last week. This is where we had our nice pin bar dragonfly doji on the weekly time frame, which was offering support to the markets here. And we can see that the price has just channeled up with it. It's starting to, it broke out this week to the upside as well. So it's pretty much that weekly candle was pretty much spot on. We are seeing some moves. It's been choppy this week, just with everything going on with the US, with the in terms of this market, USD Canadian dollar. It's been choppy because the US dollar index has suffered with the shutdown of the government in the US. So it has been a bit choppy, but it's still forming higher lows here as the price has gone up, and we're still above last week's highs. So USD Canadian dollar just working its way up at the moment. We do have some indecision on the market, this doji at the moment, but I do suspect we've had some key moving averages cross over the last 24 hours. So I like USD Canadian dollar as well for another long position. So I'm going to look at that and take it. So we're going to go to start trading, going to go to Forex. Okay, we're going to go to USD Canadian dollar. Reason we trade this, it's a commodity currency, very strongly correlated inversely to gold. So if gold goes down, USD CAD's going up. Okay, and also just on the weekly time frame, it's quite positive for USD CAD as well. Okay, we're just going to do. I'm going to do that to be. Actually, we've got non-farm payroll. Today was going to be a non-farm payroll special, but instead it's a US government shutdown special because non-farm payroll has been cancelled because the government don't have anybody to get the figures. So this is going to be next Friday. Potentially, we're going to see non-farm payroll next Friday. Depends if a resolution is found over the course of the next week. So mark it in your diaries. Next Friday could be non-farm payroll now, but we'll let you know on next week's webinar. So if there is non-farm payroll on Friday, I want to kind of be out in that trade beforehand. So I want that to be out by next Thursday. So USD Canadian dollar again. Just going to go 4,000 on that. Okay. 94% is pretty good. Okay, so that payout there, so $2,000 is the deposit on that. So again, we just go across the USD CAD being supported by these key moving averages. We've just had a crossover of some key MAs as well. So we're looking for a break. We've broken above 1.03300 level, this key level, key Fibonacci level. So we're going to take this trade to the upside at the moment. Okay, great. So that's to expire next Thursday. Okay, let's move across to Australian US dollar. Okay, so Australian US dollar, we did have a setup earlier on this week, actually, on Thursday, just yesterday, yeah. So we've got a setup. We are actually breaking out to the upside. We've got an inside candle here. We've got an uptrend here, which has been supported. We've got a Fibonacci level, which has been supported. We do see higher prices in Australian US dollar. We've got quite a little bit of a pullback at the moment. So I actually quite like this setup as well. So Australian US dollar. It's going to be more for a day trade at the moment. We've got a bit of a pullback from the current price right now. So day, let's see if we can do this to 0. It has to be 1. Okay, that's all right. 7th of October, that puts us into Monday. Okay, we'd rather have this trade finished by the end of the day. It's 12 now. Let's see if we can get this in 9 hours' time. There we go, perfect. Okay, great. So that will finish just before the close of the day. Markets will close in pretty much 9 hours' time. So 9 hours and 10 minutes, the markets will close. So get best price. Australian US dollar, we want that. That's going to be a rise trade. So look at the weekly. Okay, weekly looking good. So the daily, we've got an uptrending channel on this. We've been supported by this Fibonacci consolidation, and we've got a nice inside candle set up here. So we're going to take a trade on Australian US dollar, get best price, and that's going to be 2,220. So that's 80% payout for 4,000. Perfect. Okay, so that's been taken on Australian US dollar. Moving across to New Zealand US dollar, not much going on with New Zealand US dollar. It's consolidating at the moment, just within this range, 0.834 to 0.824, just channeling. there's not much to see here, guys, on New Zealand US dollar at the moment. What we had this week, we broke below this consolidation zone. We came down and we retested just above the key Fibonacci level here, 0.81768. Very fierce buying into that, so we saw the market just retrace quite short and sharp for about 135 pips, and it's just consolidating. It is finding some ground here. You know, you've got these higher lows which are starting to build up here, and we've got a little bit of a channel which is starting to form here on New Zealand US dollar. It's finding support at this Fibonacci here, but it's not really a great setup at the moment. Not too much volatility on this at the moment, so we'll leave that for now. Let's take off these trend channels. Okay, and we'll move across to look at oil. Oil's been very interesting this week. So oil, we had the breakdown of this support level we were highlighting on Friday, so we did actually break that, and a really nice 100 pip move down to the downside, found support at 101.03, and this week we got a big spike in oil on Wednesday after inventories came out, which actually showed there been a surplus of oil available, but we did see a big spike to the upside on oil. We had a huge candle on Wednesday. Now we're starting to consolidate at the moment on oil where we are right now. We won't really want to touch oil again once we get to key event areas at 101.03 again. If we come down to 102 or we come back up to 105.30. So last Friday I had a really nice setup on oil. Today, just consolidating. We want further information here before taking trades. Brent doing the same. You can see a little bit of spike to the upside today. Again, we're going to be interested in Brent more if it comes back to 108.43 or 107.32 or lower than 106. And to these resistance levels, we want to see how it reacts if it can break above some key moving averages. So 110.83. We want to see how Brent reacts if it can get to that level. For a breakout at the moment, it needs to really get above 110 here. So it needs to get above. Let's have a look, 110.03. So yeah, Brent, there's not too much action right now. We're going to wait for those key levels. So really, the action at the moment, you know, USD CAD, as we've just taken the trade long, looks good. Australian US dollar, that is looking good. Particularly like as well natural gas for a sell short right now. So that's just using the sectors trade. So yeah, natural gas looking really good for a sell short right now. And in fact, let's just have a look. Actually, I'll tell you what I will do as well. For those of you who missed the webinar that we did on natural gas and we talked through sectors, I just quickly, if you haven't found this yet, this is new to binary.com and Bet on Markets. It's fantastic because it gives you access to a lot more markets. So very simply, you just want to go to start trading and you move across to sectors. And so from sectors, you can go, you've got agriculture here as well. You've got energy, metals. So you've got quite a lot that you are very tradable. So you've got the energy sector, which is where we found natural gas. But as well as natural gas, you can trade heating oil, gas oil, energy and metals, crude oil, Brent crude. So you can trade both. We can trade WTI and Brent on here, and the biofuel index. So it's very, very useful if you trade the energies. Also, we've got access to agriculture here. So you can also trade wheat, sugar, soybeans, grains, cotton, corn, coffee. Which is very good, particularly good when you've got news coming out regarding crops that you can see that there's going to be some news which is going to vastly affect the market, whether it's going to be, you tend to get with agriculture and the grains, you consolidate for a long period of time and suddenly you'll get a 30-40% move in about 6 weeks. So this is when you can take advantage of this based on fundamental news and geopolitical news. So it's great to have the agriculture sectors available and metals as well. So if you trade some of the derivatives, if you trade copper, lead, just the metals index in general, nickel or zinc, you can trade. These are all tradable here as well. So very useful indeed. So this is where we've just gone to energy sector and found here we've just gone to natural gas to place that natural gas trade. So it's obviously an index related to the overall price of natural gas. So it's not going to be like for like with the spot price. It's an index which will represent very closely the price of natural gas. Okay, so let's just check. I think that's everything we really wanted to go through there just regarding the markets at the moment. But yeah, just, oh, there we go. Gold, that's interesting. It's the time now, 5-1. America's about to open. And gold's just broken my Fibonacci level. Okay, we've got one more trade today. We've got one more trade on gold. So basically we've got this down trade on gold. So now the volatility is starting to pick up. So we're probably going to see this pick up as America opened today. So we're going to look at one more trade here, and that's going to be on gold, commodities. And it's broken a key level we've been looking at to break 13, 13, 18. You can see we're in a downtrend at the moment, lower highs. We've also got some key Fibonacci levels here as well, so some key moving averages we're finding daily resistance on. So gold is just going to be very simply 9 hours. Yeah, that's fine. Just going to be a full trade on gold. I just want to be out by the end of the day. Don't want to keep this over the weekend. So gold looking at price to be lower than 13, 13, 18. Just going at 3,000 to. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I just doing some quick calculations on risk to reward. So duration 9 hours, payout 3,000, so 1,623 for an 85% return. So I'm just going to do that. Let's have a look at the tick chart. See if you guys get the tick chart. Yeah, if you want to, if you don't have access to charts, you can use the charts down here as well, the graphs, to get more information on your tick charts. But we're going to take that trade short on gold. So we've broken 13.13. So get best price. Oh, okay. Occasionally this will happen on the platform. You can still execute your trade when you get this sort of you get this appearing. So we're going to take that full 85% payouts. That's the full trade there. Perfect. Okay, so that's been done. You guys might not have been able to see all of that because of the screen changing. So let me just update you. So this is what we've just gone for here. Gold, just the price to be lower than 13.13 and whatever the decimals there in the spot price. 9 hours. So by the close of the day, we're purchasing the full trade there. You don't have to do 9 hours. If you are going to take these trades, you don't have to do 9 hours. It could be 1 hour. It could be any time frame. It's looking good for a sell at the moment. You can see this. A lot of things working for us. We've got a downtrend. We're below key moving averages. We've got finding resistance on here. You can see we've got this nice little resistance trend line forming. I suspect we've probably got to set up there in the 4 hour as well. Yeah, here we go. That's what we're looking for. Got this nice little inverse hammer on the 4 hour, and we've just broken through 13, 13, 18. So you can see this little pattern here. So it looks like we're heading lower on gold. Okay, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much everything we want to go through. And if you've got any questions, do let us know. Okay, so let's just have a look at some key news which is coming out today as well. And of course, if you've not received this already, just do make sure you get it, because it's it's £20 for nothing really. So you can get £20 trading credit on binary.com. You very simply so start off your trading really risk-free. It's free money essentially. So a bonus code 11121F20. So step 1, go to binary.com, select sign up. Step 2, open real money account. Step 3, enter bonus code 11121F20, and that will then be able to give you a $20 trading credit. Okay, so key events. We'll just go through a couple of pages of key events, and then we'll wrap up, guys. So we're just going to go through what we've got today. So later on today at 1:30, so in half an hour, we've got FOMC member Fisher speaking. Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas president and voting member of the FOMC, Richard Fisher, is to speak. He's responsible, or the FOMC in general are responsible for setting the benchmark interest rate, and their speeches are closely watched for indications on the future possible direction of monetary policy. So comments may determine a short-term positive or negative trend and affect the US dollar, gold and silver prices. We also have today at 2:15 p.m. FOMC member Dudley speaks. Federal Reserve Bank of New York Vice Chairman and voting member of the FOMC, William Dudley. Then we have later today at 2:30 we have FOMC member Stein speaks. So FOMC voting member Jeremy Stein will be delivering 2:30 p.m. 9:30 a.m. ET. And then also this afternoon, for those trade US dollar CAD, we've got the CAD IV PMI, so it's going to be important for CAD trades. The IV Purchasing Managers Index measures the activity level of purchasing managers in Canada. Reading above 50 indicates expansion, below 50 indicates contraction. Higher than expected readings should be taken as bullish for the CAD, or lower than expected readings should be taken as bearish. And then finally, moving into next week, we've got next Wednesday, the US crude oil inventory. That's important for your crude oil trade. That data reports the number of barrels of crude oil commercial firms have in inventory. Commercial firms report their inventory levels to the Energy Information Administration every week, 3:30 p.m. GMT Wednesday, or BST Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. ET. And higher than expected readings should usually be taken as bearish for crude oil. A lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. Then natural gas, for you guys trading natural gas too, the Energy Information Administration gives their natural gas storage report measuring the change in the number of cubic feet of natural gas held in underground storage during the past week. While this is a US indicator, it does tend to have a greater impact on the CAD due to Canada's sizable energy sector. It's important because the CAD is correlated to, inversely correlated to gold. And also next Friday, let's see, will we have a US non-farm payroll? So due to the US shutdown, non-farm payroll data is now expected on the 11th of October. Now that measures the change in the number of people employed during the previous month, excluding the farming industry. So job creation is the foremost indicator of consumer spending and economic activity. Higher than expected readings should be taken as bullish for the USD. Lower than expected readings should be taken as bearish. Okay, so we'll see if next Friday is going to be a US non-farm payroll special. We'll find out next week if they manage to come to a resolution. And if you would like to take your trading to the next level and join our Gold and Silver Club masterclass workshop, and also have exclusive access to our live trading room program, our forums, and all of our members in our community, you can find out more about that. You can request more information on our workshops and our live trading room. Just go to www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. You can find that form. It looks like this, just on the website, jointhegoldensilverclub.com. Just fill in that form to find out more information. And also, you can call us, of course, either our London, New York, or Johannesburg office. You can call us in London, 0207 193 0403. New York, +1 646 808 0403, or Johannesburg office at +27 11 083 8403, or email us at office@thegoldensilverclub.com. And finally, do make sure you take advantage of our weekly newsletter at the Gold and Silver Club. You will see free weekly gold, silver, oil, commodity currency news, live market analysis, and prices. Okay, guys, so that's a wrap for now. Definitely wish you success in your trading for today and next week, and we'll definitely catch you back here same time next week, and we'll see if we get a non-farm payroll special. Okay, so we'll keep you updated, and we'll see you all on the next one. Okay, cheers, guys. Have a good weekend, and speak to you then. Bye-bye.